Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And today, in honor of Glenda's true colors coming out in today's episode of Slime, I am going to record her showcase video. And if you haven't watched the new episode, I mean, by the time this video goes out, it will have already been out for a couple days, so hopefully you have. But I just found it very, very funny. Glenda is a fairly good free-to-play unit. She does have a few limitations that we will talk about, but, you know, she is better than some of the other free-to-play units we've received in the past. So she's physical in space, she's on Commander, Otherworlder, really? Oh, I've never noticed that until now. Huh. I'm sure there's some plot that I'm not aware of that leads to that being on her teams. Okay, well, don't spoil me, please, whatever it is. Schemer and Flashback. Actually, hold on. Who the fuck is on Otherworlder right now? We're going off track, but I want to know. It can't be more than, like... Oh. How awful. What a team. Why the fuck is that a team? Anyways, confirm. Let's go back. We're, you know... severely off topic. Where is she? There she is. All right. Schemer and Flashback, which is just the free-to-play. She uses a space sword. She has her own gear, but mine's not done yet because, you know, we haven't hit the milestones for it. So we're just gonna have her use a space sword. That's fine. She is an AoE space physical, 290%, and then lowers enemies' guard power. Whatever. Her first skill increases Commander Allies' synergy rate by 100%. So Commander Allies get a guaranteed synergy, and then she lowers physical attack resistance by 20%. So in order to really make the most out of the skill, you gotta be Commander, and you gotta be physical. Otherwise, you're missing out on one part of it. Her second skill is a double alt swap to blue, which is very good. I mean, we are coming off of, you know, free-to-play Gobta, who was doing a single change. Free-to-play Misery, who was doing a Primal Demon single orb change, specifically Primal Demon, and only one. And it really hampered her ability to run on other teams. This being just a generic double swap is good, because it's better than a single, like Gobta or, you know, Summer Shees or anything. And it gives her a lot more viability on multiple teams. Since a lot of blue stacking teams, you're going to have more than one alt. And it's better to have the capability of swapping 2 or more than only swapping 1 or 0, as we used to run the teams. But again, she is limited from being, you know, 100% viable to for teams that are not Commander or not physical focused. So we will definitely try a few different things here, but let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we're going to go into EX2 Beatdown Battle, the current one, with, you know, the team Renard, Glenda, and Hinata. We've brought free-to-play Geld, we've brought Light Lumi, we're bringing Fount of Wisdom Hinata, because she is going to be able to give that 60% attack buff to the new Hinata. And Glenda will, you know, work here, because she's going to give these two girls synergy, she's going to lower physical resistance, which we don't have from anywhere else, and she's able to double alt swap, which this is a blue team, so we're probably going to get at least 1 or 2 here. Alright. Turn 1, I mean, this is half the reason why we brought Lumen to take care of that, and then we'll bring our 2 ladies in here. And, I mean, Glenda will serve as a good support unit. She's certainly not like a faux DPS character or anything. Most free-to-play characters are not. When's the last time we got a single target? It doesn't matter. But her entire role is to support. But you do have to build a team around her, because if you don't, well, then you're not running at, I would say, peak efficiency, right? Because you want to, you know, get synergy. Because especially with the new Hinata, lowering synergy resistance, it means that you'll hit harder. And the fact that you can't really access that unless you are on Commander is an unfortunate thing. Now, there are, you know, a number of characters who are on the Commander meta, or force, so that is very, very nice. And while a lot of them are not physical focused, the 20% physical down is not nearly as important as, you know, getting the synergy power, or just synergy rate in general, because synergy is now a thing that's been focused on for quite a few metas, and, you know, it's going to be more prevalent as time goes on as well. Physical buffs, they come and go. It's not really that big of a deal. And if you're running this team and you have Fount of Wisdom Rimuru, like he's already doing 20% physical down, so now it's just doubled up and it's useless. So, but the synergy is going to be very impactful. And Commander will still continue to get buffed because we will always get more Hinatas. We will always get more Rimuru units. So it's not like it's dying out or anything, or it's not like it's one of those forces that never ever see the light of day, like the other Worlder force that has legitimately 2 friggin' units on it. Like, what? Why is this a thing? Okay, so we did not use the new Hinata's alts, or no, not alts, orb change, so we still have the barrier up. Alright, cheeky counter, it is what it is. Now we can, and now we can bring Glenda in, because now we have an alt. Excellent. Well, blue stacking teams, you want to continuously send 6 blue orbs every single turn, and if you have alts, it kind of gets in the way. So having a free-to-play option, not only do 1 alt swap, but 2, is going to be very, very impactful for people, learning how to run blue-focused teams and, getting the most out of just your stacks in general. So here we're gonna be very close to getting a Fount of Wisdom Hinata alt, and then we'll definitely need the 2 alt swap from Glenda. Her alt effect, not very important, right? Lowering guard power, like this Benimaru isn't guarding. Most, if not all, free-to-play alts have very little bearing on their viability, because most of the time, there are some exceptions, you're not really looking to alt with the free-to-play units. Primal Demon we did with Misery because she's AoE, and we didn't really have any better options. But most of the time, you're not really looking for it. If you get it, then cool, it is what it is. If you don't, it's not really that big of a deal. But here, he's almost dead. We could just probably nuke here and call it good. But I do want to try and get the EX alt for the new Hinata at least. And we still have 2 alts, and so Glenda is definitely putting in work now as far as orb changing. I don't want to do the double hit, so let's just do this, and then let's get Glenda out of here for Geld. Yeah, and then we'll use his orb change. Boom. So now that we're not doing the triple hits, he should last a little bit longer. A little bit being the key word. This should get the new Hinata's EX alt and get us very close to Fount of Wisdom, actually, yeah. Okay, so we could nuke with either one of them. It really doesn't matter. He's going to put the shield up at the end of turn 7. So, I'm fairly certain we can nuke now. Oh no, the shield goes up now. Alright, end of turn 6 for turn 7. Alright. Yep. Let's bring Lumi in. We'll do your orb change. We'll do this convert for the multi-hits to break the shield, and then we'll again bring Glenda in, who has done nothing but give us alt swaps for like 5 turns in a row now. So this is why she's very good. We only have 2 characters that have alts, and she's double alt swapping. Very, very good viability on a blue team to alt swap to that level. Let's send Glenda last. Hopefully she does the least amount of damage. Alright, barrier down. Fount of Wisdom Hinata. Okay, and then Glenda will come in. Actually, I think... Well... Okay, cool. We guarded anyways. Well, there's the guard. Alright, but we are ready to nuke now with the new Hinata. So let's go ahead and get the final 2 stacks of Renard on. Obviously, we don't have a dark physical unit to put on this team quite yet. When we get maybe the next banner unit, maybe it will be the DPS character. Who knows? But... Commander allies synergy rate, and then physical attack resistance down. So there's the debuff. Everyone on this team is Commander, right? No, you're not Commander, actually. So you're actually not going to get it, but the new Hinata will. So we'll get the 60% attack buff on both, and we will get the 120% alt damage and lower the synergy resistance of Benimaru. So without Glenda being here, or another unit to give synergy rate, Hinata's 40% down is worthless, right? So the fact that the free-to-play unit does have synergy means that you don't have to summon for another character to give you guaranteed synergy. You're not locked out of it if you got unlucky. Like, Glenda is free, so it's very, very you're going to have it. You're going to have access to it. Whether or not you pull Hinata is a different story. But now we have guaranteed synergy. We have 120% ult damage. We've got 132% weakness strike from Renard, 60% attack, 60% light attack, and we're gonna do a butt ton of damage here. So, and he doesn't have a lot left, and we do 2 million. So yeah, what did Glenda do for us right there? Well, she enabled us to have 5 straight turns of blues because we had to alt swap away so many times, and she enabled us to hit that synergy, which is great because that just is a massive increase in damage. Let's move her off this commander team and onto a older team now. All right, let's put her on an old meta, the Water 2.0 team. Milim, Rimuru, Shion, Shuna, and Water Hinata, who is also on the commander force. Therefore, she will get the synergy buff bonus from Glenda. And when this team came out, alt swapping into any kind of orb was not a thing. It wasn't going to be a thing for another almost 8 months. So we had to run, with, if you got a Hinata alt really early, then she just has to exist in the back and either swap in and swap out. And you really had to manage your orbs so you can get the maximum amount of stats of Milim. And now with Glenda, that's going to be not a thing because she can just alt swap away while still giving this Hinata the synergy buff. Now we are going to be missing the physical resistance down because this team is full of magic characters. So this is a time where not totally optimized for Glenda, but still going to bring a lot of value to this team because we need an alt swapper, and I would like another alt or another damage support for Hinata, and she will support both of those slots. So she'll be good here. Okay, well, I guess this works. We can just get a Hinata alt early then. Shion, you can come out, and then Shuna, you can come in for Water Rimuru. We'll just send these Hinata orbs, and yeah, we'll get her alt very quickly. We're not going to get a stack of Milim, unfortunately, and if I had had Rimuru in the back, it would have been a lot better. But hey, we can work with it now. So we've got 60 points. So let's bring Water Rimuru in for Glenda. We'll do his green convert and Shuna's blue convert, and then we'll send him away. And, this team is going to run essentially the same way as the commander meta does. It's just a lot of blue orbs, you get alts, and then on turn 8, you use whatever buffs you have available and you nuke. And it has been the same formula for blue stacking teams since the original half anniversary when blue stacking teams were first brought into the game. So, there's not much to go along with it. Just stack the protector, whatever effect they do, whether it be attack or water attack or pierce power or weakness strike, whatever it is, the whole point is to just use them a lot. And so we will use Milim a lot here. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of skill points, and this is a terrible hand because there are absolutely no blue orbs. Depending on how this next turn goes, we might have to reset. There's not really a good way out of this, though, either. You know what? Hold on. We'll be right back. All right, we came back. We've had a much better start. We've at least had one stack of Milim, so blues will give us, some semblance of points back. Let's go ahead and start stacking up with Hinata's permanent alt buff. This is turn 3, though, so we do have to take at least Hinata away, so she's not attack nerfed. Everybody else really is a non-factor here, so we'll just go ahead and do this. All right, guarding, she is physical, and so she's also not water, so she does not benefit at all from the protector. She is here purely to support Hinata, which, is fine, because, that's all I need her to do. I'm not looking for her damage numbers, I'm looking for her support capabilities. All right, let's do this, and actually, we can use his special convert, and then Shuna's orange. Yeah, that'll work. Boom. We'll bring Hinata back in. We have 21 points now, but now we have almost 2 stacks of Milim. So now we're up to 2 stacks. We almost had a third one. Now we will have a third after this hand is done. And that means that we'll have quite a few points. And with this team being so old, it doesn't need, like the 400 SP that EX teams need, plus EX alts, right? This is a August of 2022 team, right? There is not a lot going. Okay, we have literally no orbs for Hinata, but again, because we're not an EX team, we don't need that many. We have 3 more turns to get 1 Hinata orb, which exists right here. So it's not a problem. It means that we haven't really had to use Glenda at all, right? But, you know, that's not her fault. So let's bring Rimuru in for Shuna. We'll just convert these two again. Not have to use, you know, 2 different orb changes because that's just a waste of time. And then we'll send them again to the back. We can use the second stack of Hinata's alt buffs. Now we're up to 30% permanent alt damage, which definitely does help out, you know, having her skill fused, because otherwise it'd be 10% right now. It would take literally forever. Even when this Hinata came out, that skill was stupid. It was only used for the alt swap, or the crit resistance down skill, because Shuna has crit resistance. Ooh, she really hated Glenda there. Okay. So, yeah, we can do a few things. We got points. So let's bring Rimuru in for Glenda. We'll use his self-convert, then the green. Boom, boom. And that'll change those. That'll change those Hinata orbs. And then we'll bring Shuna in, and we'll change that last orange. And we should have enough, yep, for the third stack of the alt damage plus the crit seal. And now we're going to have an alt for 3 people, which obviously Glenda is only changing 2 alts. But for Glenda to come in, we would have to take someone out, which means that we would only have 2 alts to actually deal with. And that's what makes this skill still really good. Like, Blanc can shoot. Okay, well, I guess I know who's coming out. Oh, okay, sure, yeah. All right, well, let's put the last buff on. Funny. All right, let's use the final crit seal ability, and that should be the final stack. Yep, 60% total permanent alt damage. We'll bring Rimuru in for Hinata, and then we will convert his again. Boom, and then we'll bring him, or take him out for Glenda, and then we will just double alt swap away. And we have no qualms here, no issues. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, we'll be fine, because we can just send Shuna away, because hers is just an alt buff. Okay, so we're ready to go. We didn't use Glenda a lot, no, but when we needed to, she came in clutch, and now we're going to use her to buff up Hinata, and we're going to do way too much damage for this old Shuna to, you know, survive. So let's do the alt buff, because we can use that now and send him away, and Hinata will still benefit from everything. And you boom, here we go. We get 2 more stacks of Milim, so that's another 20% water attack. We'll check what Hinata's actually sitting at right now once we're done using all of the buffs. But, I mean, hey, even though she wasn't, you know, super duper viable for this team, it's still going to bring a lot of value to any blue stacking team. So Hinata is up to 50% water attack from Xion. She's up to 92% water attack with, you know, with the extra stacks and what she starts with, which is 12%. So, yeah. So yeah, I mean, we're looking pretty good. And then our alt, because of Hinata's own skill fusion, is 70 plus 60, so 130%. And we're going to do way too much damage here. And we do 700,000. I think this Shuna only has like 300 or 400k. So, yeah, Glenda. Maybe not on the best team for her, but as long as she's supporting a commander unit, she will, you know, bring value to them. All right, the final part of the video, you know, now we're going to take full measures against, or for her support skills. Gazel is on the commander meta. He is also physical. We're going to run him with a relatively old team. Protector Romarus. Has anyone actually used Protector Romarus in 3 years? Probably not, but we're going to go into, you know, Conquest Orc, where Gazel was meant to just destroy when the game originally came out, because both Light Shuna, Gazel, and Romarus are OG release characters. And Glenda will, you know, I'm also not skill fused Gazel yet, so this is pre-skill fusion, so he doesn't have guaranteed crits, but he will have guaranteed synergy. And the boss will have, you know, the Orc will have 20% physical resistance down because of Glenda, and we can definitely make use of that. Okay, well, I mean, that's not a terrible start. I mean, we can just use Milim right here, right? To convert, you know, 4 of those. All right, I mean, sure, why not? Let's get her out, and we'll just go ahead and send these. You know, Romarus changes all orange orbs to blue, so yeah, I mean, that'll work. We should have at least 25 points, right? Yeah, perfect. So we can bring you in for Shuna. We don't even need her. And we'll use the green convert from Rimuru. Boom. And then we'll use Ramos. So changes all oranges to blues and increases all allies' light attack by 16%. This is, level 8. I haven't even leveled her up because that's how useless she is nowadays. Yeah, I haven't even watched this animation in years. We're gonna watch it. Oh, funny. Okay, so I think it'd be up to like 20% attack or something. Maybe higher than that. 25 maybe. Not a big deal, but boom, there's the entire hand. Done. Alright, well, let's go ahead and send it. I've got the charm on to give blues extra skill points, so now we have 74. He's gonna stun us unless he misses. And then, depending on the hand, we might just be able to kill. Okay, so he missed Rimuru, which is not a terrible thing. Oh. Well, I mean, that hand is kind of terrible. Look at all these Rimuru orbs. Just get these greens out of here. Hopefully we get some Gazel orbs next turn. Gazel orbs? Gazel? Okay. Sure. Sure, game. Whatever you say. Alright, so change that. Let's... You know what? We can probably just actually kill here. So let's change that orange. Actually, let's bring Shuna back up front for Rimuru. And then we have 75 points, so let's use the commander buff, physical resistance, and let's use, Gazel's attack and crit rate. And, maybe we can kill here. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Depends. So, boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah, he's dead. He's 100% dead. So how much does Dazzle do on this 2% orb? 32k, I think, because the stupid final attack is in the way again. Hey, I mean... No, we didn't use Glenda's alt swap ability. We didn't really need to. This stage is very, very old now at this point. But we cannot say that she didn't help Gazel, kill. Would we have done it anyways? Yeah, probably. But hey, Commander, again, is a team that will get buffs in the future, which means that free-to-play characters having access to someone who's going to buff a Commander unit is going to be very good. And I think it's very, very impactful that free-to-play units these days have generic viability across numerous teams, because sometimes they're the only units you're going to get from a meta. Because free-to-play players do not have enough currency to summon for every single unit of every single team that ever friggin' comes out in this game, because there's way too many. So by having generic usable characters for free-to-play players that can be combined onto older teams to at least, remotely make them work a little bit more effectively is much better than, say, let's see, who's a terrible Albus, or Tsubasa, or Diablo or Ranga, like especially the newer age ones where they're very heavily locked to teams that don't get buffs very often, right? New Year's Blessing. When the hell do you get New Year's units? Oh, New Year's. Once a year. Excellent. Wielder of Magic, I mean, it does get buffs here and there sometimes, yeah, certainly. Not too often, though. Stern of Spirit, I mean, this new Hinata's on Stern of Spirit, sure, but, Commander, again, is a big team. Double alt swapping is a very, very useful skill on any blue team ever released in this game. So, all in all, I think that Glenda is actually a fairly good release, and is going to probably stand up the test of time versus a lot of the other free-to-play characters until we get someone who does more than what she does in like another year when free-to-play characters are as good as, EX characters. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think of this new Glenda. I'm pretty happy with her, but let me know your thoughts. That's it for me. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.